Alright, let's talk about something that might make you think twice before swiping onto your feet again. You ever notice that you're just mindlessly scrolling through and suddenly you're stuck in a rabbit hole of romantic tropes that don't sit right? Yep, I'm talking about that Indian romantic hero who don't take no for an answer. Persistent type, always pushing, but never quite reading the room. You know what I'm talking about, the macho never give up, even though she's clearly not into that guy. Now let's break this down. At first, this kind of behavior might look like it's setting up a classic scenario, right? The hero keeps chasing, the woman keeps rejecting, but eventually they're gonna fall in love. Classic. And yeah, sure, maybe they'll eventually kiss and pray. But here's the problem. The whole scenario breaks the flow. It's like you're trying to run a marathon with a backpack full of bricks. You're forcing the narrative, one that says, I have to keep going until she says yes. The spoiler alert, that's not how the human connection works. When you put labels on people like hero and heroine, instead of letting the behavior flow naturally, you're essentially blocking the narrative. It's wasted energy. This guy's persistence is actually obsessive, and suddenly we're watching a very toxic chase. Our dynamic is more hunter and hunted, more of a hunter and prey than two people trying to figure each other out. Here's the kicker, we all know this is happening, but we still enjoy watching them. Before we dive into how romantic behavior flows when it gets wasted, let's touch on the mind. Our desire isn't fulfilled from an outside source. Then we're left the mood, nagging, pushing, Instagram, to get back at the desire for not complying with our commands, which keeps us stuck in this destructive cycle. Sounds like it's basically doom scrolling. Before we dive into how romantic behavior either flows or gets wasted, let's touch. But when desire aligns with the intention, there's oneness. Clarity is restored, and with that strength of the intention, behavior flows. Let's see how this plays it out in another very wonderful scene of The Witcher. Let's compare that to Geralt. First to live as a monster due to his ancestral heinous crimes. The Valiant sees his monstrous form both as a punishment and a shield. Over time, he's accepted this curse, believing it to be a fitting penance for his family's sins and his own sins. His secluded life in the manor allows him to exist in peace, free from human judgment. A Brookside love from rebellion. Vampire reason. Marina desires him turn him fully into a monster. She is drawn to his cursed form and his very, very large manor, and wishes to live together eternally. Geralt. This guy doesn't catch him at all. Struggles with his moral brightness of the situation. Through monstrous poses no immediate threat, Marina's obsessive desires make her dangerous. Geralt questions whether his intervention is necessary, but ultimately feels compelled to act. Geralt arrives at the Nevellian Manor after his mare Roach sends a monster nearby. Initially skeptical, Geralt discovers Nevellian not violent, but instead a cursed being who's come to terms with his monstrous nature. Nevellian shares the story of his cursed and his complicated relationship with Marina, a vampire he claims loves him for what he is. And along with a few other ghosts, he's very hospitable with them. As Geralt asks about this, he very well wants the curse to be removed, but Valiant is very, very sure that he wants to not be bothered, and he's okay if shit went really, really sideways, that Geralt finished the job the Witcher way. So Geralt prepares to leave, and he overhears a confrontation between Nevellian and Marina. Marina reveals her desire to turn Nevellian fully into a monster, so they can be forever together. She attempts to convince him to embarrass his cursed nature and live out her dark fantasy of a monstrous life in the manor. In a fit of rage and self-preservation, Nevellian just grabs Marina, who with her dying breath confesses her love for him. This act of true love unexpectedly breaks Nevellian's curse, turning him back into a human. However, Geralt, knowing Verena's power and the potential danger she poses, intervenes. He finds her still alive, though weak, and reluctantly kills her by chopping off her head. What really keeps the flow going? The ambiguity of love and monstrosity. Verena's obsessive love pushes the Valiant to her breaking, while Geralt's actions create even more. The Valiant's curse breaks because of Verena's love, but her death leaves him with immense grief and guilt. Verena's love for the Valiant, though genuine in her mind, was sometimes very possessive, and love is like that, it's too intense. But the final words of genuine affection that broke Valiant's curse complicate her role for being toxic. Geralt, or acting in the name of balance or safety, becomes an instrument of destruction, killing the creature who's arguably loved too deeply and didn't reciprocate back. So who's the real monster in this scenario? We're sort of left to breathe instead of someone shoving out interpretation down our throats. And sometimes these are exactly the kind of setups we need. Those explicit things I told you about, this is how we get them. By setups like these. The Valiant, now a human, is haunted by Verena's death and loss of one being who accepted him in his monstrous form. He views her both as his savior and his downfall, questioning whether her love was pure or selfish. So let us make intelligent decisions instead. In the next episode of Feed Up, we'll have such breakdowns where we take repetitive tropes on one end and morally complex tropes on the other. We'll come up with our own sense of play and not be addicted to any feed possible, so that next time you're on your feed, you're not doom scrolling. You're looking for that precise moment, and it feels good. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.